Now, let's get back to the Kompany thing, right? Now,
here we go.
You are, for some unknown reason, determined to try and persuade me that, you know, that tackle was illegal and he deserved to get sent off. I think it was such a lack of common sense judgment by the referee, even if it was technically, you know, if you looked at the rule book or the way it's got to be interpreted, even if that was 100% right in the referee's mind, the referee used no common sense.
Yeah, the bottom line is, I'll give you 2 instances. Did he leave the ground? Yes. Were his studs showing? Yes. Red card, finished. Now,
I've already pointed out to you, at no stage was he out of touch with the ground.
I watched the game and you watched it through different glasses.
No.
Because he did jump in two-footed and his studs were showing. Now, the big thing for me was, if someone was a little bit braver than Nani and a little bit wholehearted, he could well have got hurt. But because Nani saw him coming, he's got out the way, which made it look less. Now, one thing I will agree with you is the common sense.
Yes.
Of the referee.
Yes.
Thinking it so early on
12
in the
minutes
game.
into the game.
Was the player injured? But the bottom line is, he's got an assessor that will be down on him and he won't get a job next week.
Don't agree.
It was an out and out. Well, you're entitled not to agree, but it still doesn't mean that you're right.
No. What I'm saying is, the weight of public opinion now is telling us that tackling is being taken out of the game.
Well, which we've been saying for years.
And in the same game, wasn't it Ryan Giggs who came back and was punished for allegedly a tackle from behind, when in fact that was not a tackle from behind.
He didn't get booked.
Ryan Giggs got right up to shoulder with the player he was chasing back, Aguero, and he put his left leg in, slid it in, got the ball. That, to me, is not a tackle from behind. Even if it was, what's wrong with a tackle from behind?
Well, it's been outlawed for about 15 years,
If you
Mike.
catch up with the player and you hook your leg around to the front of the player, you scoop the ball back, as a classic tackle.
First of all, I don't think you've got any grounds. It was a red card, and anyone who's moaning is basically Man City or anti-Manchester United.
No, I don't agree.
OK, well, I mean, you're entitled not to agree, but you're talking to someone...
I'm not anti-Manchester United. I keep getting accused of being pro-Manchester United.
Who's had 2 broken legs, and I was guilty. I was
but you're a very slow player. You couldn't get out of those sort of situations.
I was renowned for getting out of the way of big, horrible centre-halves coming through the back of me.
Right.
But if you...
So why didn't you on these 2 occasions,
well, because he dived in. I'd already passed the ball off on the bad break.
Right.
And the other one, it was just a foul, you know.
Right, yeah.
But the bottom line is that Kompany dived in, he left the ground, 2 foot, stud showing. Let's put it this way, if they try and appeal, he'll get 4 or 5 games.
Well, he's already got 4 because he's been sent off once this season already.
I will say that Man City won't appeal it.
Yeah. What I find astonishing is you as a professional footballer, so if Nani hadn't been as quick and left out, that's a footballer's job to avoid tackles, because when you get tackled, they take the ball off you. So it's your job to avoid the tackle.
OK, let me give you a different type of player.
Yeah.
Brian Robson, not Nani.
Yeah.
Would Brian Robson have jumped out? He wouldn't have done. You know he wouldn't have done.
Well, Brian Robson wasn't quite as quick as Nani, was he? So maybe he wouldn't have had the ability to jump out.
I'm saying that if someone had not jumped out the way, could well have got hurt with the way that Kompany launched in.
Yeah, OK. I only want to say and make the plea that if you take all physical contact out of the game of football, then eventually it's not going to be football. It's going to be something else. It's going to be like tag touch or something you play in the playground.
It's not.
As soon as you touch somebody, you've got to release the ball.
We're taking it too far the other way then. But there's always going to be a physical side, OK? But if you leave the ground with your studs showing, you're expecting to see red.
Yeah.
OK? Now, I mean, obviously we've got David, who's here, and maybe we'll get the opportunity to ask him, because he's actually playing now. I played obviously a few years ago.
Yeah.
If he jumped in like that, with his studs showing, and he looks up and he's heard the whistle, is he expecting to see red?
Yeah.
I'm almost guaranteed, without putting words in his mouth.
I think it ruined the game after 12 minutes, and City deserve immense respect for trying to get back. Yeah. By the way, that instance has overshadowed the brilliance of Rooney in that game. I mean, Rooney not having his heart in Manchester United. That header for the first one was a world-class header, both from the position where he got it, the angle to which he took it on his head, and where he directed it into the goal, and the fact that people have forgotten he started the move and he finished the move. I mean, it was absolutely sensational.
And also, if you're gonna give Rooney the big shout. Don't forget Aguero.
Yeah, Aguero.
He worked on his own.
I totally agree.
He was
I totally agree. His work rate was sensational. I haven't seen work rate like that since Alan Ball was around. Okay.